This is Kampala, but the real name of this place is Kabaka Kingdom, the heart of Buganda Kingdom, one of Africa's most influential and enduring monarchies. Established centuries ago, Buganda has grown to become the largest of Uganda's traditional kingdoms, both in land and cultural significance. The Kabaka, or king, has long been a symbol of unity and power for the Buganda people. Traditionally, his word was law, overseeing a sophisticated political system with chiefs, clans, and councils. This structure allowed Buganda to flourish as a hub of trade, governance, and culture, and even during colonial times. Today, the place, Olubiri, stands as a proud reminder of this history. It is not just a residence, but a treasure trove of traditions. Within its walls, rituals that have been passed down for generations continue, underscoring the kingdom's rich heritage. Currently, the throne is held by Kabaka Ronald Mwenda Mutebi II, a revered leader who bridges the past and the present. Under his stewardship, the kingdom has preserved its culture while advocating for the rights and development of the Buganda people within modern Uganda. This is Kampala, and this is Dialogues with Jagero. Hello there, people of the internet. My name is Oduo Jagero and this is Dialogues with Jagero. Today we are going to the Mengo Kingdom, Mengo Palace, the Kabaka. You remember the place where Idi Amin raided sometimes after taking the rule forcefully from Obote. I don't know what year that is, 1972 perhaps? Yeah. That's where we are going today, to see what really happened. There are torture chambers down there. If you're a Kenyan, you remember Nyayo torture chambers at the GPO. Yeah, what is it called? That building in Nairobi is called what? Nyayo torture chambers. Yeah. Now we are going to go to Idi Amin torture chambers. Follow us. Let's go and have a look at that. Exit the roundabout into Katwi Road. What is the name? What is it?
400 meters, turn left onto Kayamba Road.
In 400 meters, turn left into Kayamba Road. If it was A, I would say, don't repeat after me. Just do what I say. People of the internet, we are here at the King's Palace. Julie, that's what it's called, right? The Kabaka's Palace. Sesebaka, man, that's just Kabaka. The current Kabaka, yeah? It's amazing. Nani, you can go and be behind this way.
Yeah, the Royal Palace.
The Royal Palace. It looks beautiful. It's amazing. On top of the road.
See, they always say that you should be on a hill so you can see what's going on.
That's why the parliament just directly there.
It's an amazing, amazing place. It's beautiful. So come, let me show you something. So what they say is that the king used to be here, okay? And then that is the parliament. So the king used to live here, and anything happening at the parliament, he would know about it. And you can see that, okay, what is going on there? Are the politicians doing what they're supposed to be doing? Are they out of order? What is that noise I'm hearing? So from here, we are going to be here, and then after that, we are going to go to parliament. Okay, let's talk to this gentleman. These are the guys with the powers to let us shoot in here or not.
Why the hill so stiff and tall?
Who?
Most welcome
Thank you very much.
to this place. So this is the King's Palace, Kabaka's Palace, because for us to name King we say Kabaka.
Yeah.
It's the Kabaka's Palace. This is the tourism office.
Yeah.
So she's the cashier.
Okay.
So there's a small amount of money that
Yep.
you have now to pay to her.
Okay.
And my work is to guide you around.
To guide us around.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
So she can now tell you.
Okay,
exactly what
okay,
you
okay,
pay.
darling. You see, you've got the smile of money. Kwenda huko.
The origins are supposed to pay 10,000. For the kids, it's 5,000.
Oh, okay. So that means
10,000 Ugandan.
Not
Not
Kenya
Kenya.
shilling.
3, 4,
I
8.
don't want us to say
Come here.
10,000.
So the way how we
so
comment
this
with
is
the book.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50.
Yeah.
Okay, great. He's a handsome guy. Looks like Kibaki somehow.
I know.
No, when Kibaki was young, actually.
When he was young.
Yeah, you can see.
Yes, when he was the queen.
Yeah, and that's the queen.
Yeah.
Look at the queen.
Like everybody's talking about the Queen of England. We have our queen here.
Our queen
You,
here.
you can see our queen there.
You okay?
People of the internet, this is just amazing. That's why it's beginning in earnest. We have Mr. Bugembe. He was telling me his color, Oba Joffrey, Oba what?
Colonial name.
We are just so let's. I want you to introduce yourself so that the people of the internet can know who you are.
Oh,
Yeah.
so my name is Bugembe Michael. Bugembe is my traditional name. So Michael is my Christian name.
Yeah.
So with the traditional name, in Buganda is a must to have one because each name it comes from the clan.
Yes.
Because in Buganda we have 56 clans. I come from the Buffalo clan.
The buffalo.
Yes.
They talked about the buffalo yesterday at Kisubi,
Uh-huh.
and there was the principal.
The assistant keeper.
Yeah, the entrance.
Yes,
Yes.
the principal is from the mushroom.
Yes, mushroom.
Ah,
So for us, we the Buffalo men, we are supposed to be the royal cushions of the king.
the royal cushions of the king.
So before having the vehicles to date, we used to lift the kings on the shoulders. That used to be our responsibility. So that's why you
it
need
comes
to
with
be
strength.
yes.
If I were here, I would be from the mushroom or
How can we make you a mushroom? When you're like chicken? So this place is now different from where you were yesterday.
okay.
So where you were yesterday, it's called Kasubi Royal Tombs. So now this place is called Mengo, not Mango, but Mengo
Mengo,
Palace.
like not mango the fruit.
No. So like long ago on this hill, there was an activity that our ancestors used to do on this hill before having the grinding machines. So our ancestors were into doing things manually.
Yeah.
So using the stones, the grinding stones to grind whatever they wanted to get out of it, just on this hill. So that's why it was sort of nicknamed a hill of mangoes.
Yes.
That is Mengo Hill first.
Okay.
So now this palace, it's called Mengo Palace to date. It was established in 1885
1885.
by our king. By then was called Kabaka Mwanga. I think they talked about him.
Yes.
in the Kasubi Tombs.
They did. Yes.
Kabaka Mwanga. He became a king in 1884 after the natural disappearance of his father, Kabaka Mutesa I.
Natural disappearance.
Yes.
So when I say disappearance, don't be complicated with it.
Yeah.
Disappearance in Uganda, it means death. But as a sign of respect to our king, we are not supposed to say death.
Yeah.
Because in our traditions, we believe that someone might just disappear to your side. Spiritually, we believe he's still around us. That's why we normally say disappearance for us into this place. So we still have a king. We are lucky. We still have a king. And our king is called Kabaka Ronald the second. He marks to be the 36th king of the Uganda kingdom.
Do you listen?
So you know our king has existed, he has been a king for almost 31 years, since 1993 to date. Those are now the 31 years when he's now the king of Buganda. So he would have been even more than the years, but again, Obote and Idi Amin when they attacked this palace in 1966. So there's a way how the kingdom was affected. Because after the attack, Obote was not coming from Uganda, Idi Amin was not coming from Uganda. So the two had nothing to lose. So that's why they finally had now to abolish kingdoms in Uganda in 1967. So that's when they made Uganda to become a republic. So the moment they made Uganda to become a republic, it meant that now they had abolished the royal monarch system of governance they found into Uganda. So from 1967 to 1993, that's when the current president of Uganda reinstated back these kingdoms back after spending a period of 27 years. So now the king and the president are really working together because of some arguments the two really signed. That's why you never see any conflicts within the different parties now. A king knows his boundary, a president knows his boundary.
Yeah.
The king will never intervene into politics, the president will never intervene into our cultures.
I see.
So which means our king today is just a culture and ceremonial figure into Uganda.
Yeah.
He has the right to go and vote whoever wants to vote too, but he will never influence any politician.
Okay. Great. Understood.
So the palace is too big, it's roughly 264 acres.
264 acres.
Yes. So we have farms, we have gardens, we have exhibition grounds, we have schools. We also have this place here, the Royal Courtyard. So now we have a special road that links two places together.
Yeah.
So this road is called the King Loves Me Road.
The King Loves Me Road.
Yes, that's the name of the road. The King Loves Me Road.
Yeah, the King Loves Me
I
Road.
can say it in our language.
How do you say it in your language, in Luganda?
My language is Uganda because I come from Uganda. So I say Kabaka, which means king, and Jagala.
Anjagala. Anjagala. Anjagala means loves me.
Yes.
Anjagala. They say it in the song. We hear it a lot in the Ugandan love songs. Anjagala mukwano.
So now this road,
Yeah.
it links two places together. It links the palace and the parliament of Uganda. So at the extreme end of the hill, that's the parliament of Uganda.
Yeah.
The first parliament that Uganda has ever had.
The first parliament.
In Uganda. So it was constructed in 1953 to 1955. So this road, it connects two places together because we really wanted now to show or even to depict the authority that our king has. You can only go through this when the king says, maybe they allow him to go through.
Yeah, or they are together in the same car.
Yeah, which is not possible.
They cannot be in the same car.
They cannot be in the same car.
Really?
With
For
security
purposes.
purposes. Because that really two crucial heads in Uganda. Yeah.
But you see, what I don't understand about, because every now and again, as people from outside the world, we are always just hearing Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. But I understand that it's very difficult for the king to be out there making a press conference about what.
Yes.
Right? But the people, the Buganda people, how do they come in contact with the king?
Oh.
Yes.
So our king in Buganda, so we as Buganda Kingdom, we also have our own calendar
Okay.
for events and parties or ceremonies. We have our own calendar. So in that calendar, we normally know when the king will come or when he will not come to this place. So he loves meeting people. That is his passion. That's why many people over the world love the king of Buganda more than other kingdoms. So when we come to Uganda, you may think it's only Buganda existing in Uganda, yet we still have other kingdoms.
Yeah, I saw the Toro.
Like of Bunyoro,
Yes.
Busoga, Toro, Ankole, we have them still. but they're not sounding the way how Buganda is sounding.
Yeah.
You know, Buganda is sounding because even the time when the explorers came to Uganda, so they really faced many challenges. So that the only thing that we brought them into Uganda, it was now to discover the Nile, the source of the Nile. But now, they really wanted to penetrate through Uganda easily using different routes. But again, other tribes were like, no, we cannot allow you to access our territories because we fear to lose what we have to you. So what they had to do was now to finally use our route that had now led them now to the Nile. So when they came to our route, using our route, for us, we welcomed them in. In the whole of Uganda, I think so in Buganda, really known of being hospitable. And welcoming. We welcome them in. For us, we never bother. Maybe we shall be affected negatively or what. We welcome them in because they're also human beings. After now welcoming them in, we had now to lead them exactly where they wanted to go. And after discovering the Nile, we came back with them into Buganda. They settled in Buganda. So they are the same people that really expanded Buganda. Because at first Buganda was too small. It even never qualified to be called a kingdom. It used to be a chiefdom. But later on, when they settled with us, they so hard now to see our challenges that we faced as Buganda Kingdom. So that's why they ended up expanding Buganda territories with the aid of the Nubian army from South Sudan. So they had an army from South Sudan. They brought it now to specifically provide security for Buganda people and also to expand its territories. From having 6 to have 20 counties. Even though we lost 2 counties to one of our sister kingdoms, that is Bunyoro. We stayed with 18. Even today.
So Bunyoro is the closest from here?
Yes, so we have now 18 counties. So all the 18 counties are now for the king of Buganda. But only on this place, he cannot sleep in this palace.
He does not sleep in his palace?
He cannot.
He comes here to work?
He comes only to work, then he goes to other palaces.
To other
so
palaces.
There's something limiting him from sleeping here. Of which...
And what is that?
Idi Amin. In 1960, the story starts with the time when we got our independence. So as the country, we got our independence on 9th October 1962. Then after getting the independence, the British had now to look for someone they could trust to be made the president. But again, the only person they could trust was only our king. You know, our king was lucky that he managed to at least attain some education from the UK. He went through the Cambridge University. From the Cambridge, he joined the Sandhurst Military Academy. From the Sandhurst, he joined the Royal Brigadier Army of the Queen of England, from where he was ranked to be a full colonel. But now, the time when I was trying to select who will be the leader, the absolute leader for Uganda, they only trusted our king. Because he knew their own system of administration that side. He could respect it. So that's why he was officially made to be the first ceremonial president of Uganda. But again, there was also some people who tried to fight for Uganda's independence. They were also waiting for that position also, to at least be also given the chance of being presidents now. So they became jealous on how our king was made a president now. That's why finally Obote, Dr. Milton Obote, the Prime Minister of Uganda by then, he had now to order Idi Amin, the chief commander of the army, to come and attack the palace. So the attack was aimed at overthrowing the king from power, to capture him and to kill him. Surprisingly, our king was trained enough. So he managed to resist and fight back, but again, he saw that now they were now outnumbered, according to the army that we attacked. So that's why he had now to run away from the palace. He had now to hide in some families of those people whom he still trusted a lot, until we had now to take him out of the country, back to the UK.
In the tumultuous years following Uganda's independence, tensions between President Milton Obote and the Kabaka, Sir Edward Mutesa II, reached a boiling point. Obote viewed the Kabaka not just as a rival but as an existential threat to his vision of a unified, centralized Uganda. The Buganda Kingdom, with its deep cultural roots and loyal following, symbolized a power base that Obote could neither control nor ignore. Furthermore, Obote accused the Kabaka of fostering separatism, claiming that the kingdom's demand for autonomy threatened national unity. But beneath the political rhetoric lay Obote's ambition to consolidate power and eliminate any challenge to his authority. And to achieve this, he sought to dismantle the Buganda Kingdom and strip the Kabaka of his influence. The final blow came in 1966 when Obote declared himself head of state. He abolished the kingdoms and ordered the assault on the Kabaka's palace. What then followed was a violent attack that stunned the nation. Under the command of Idi Amin, the army surrounded the Lubiri, the royal palace. Under the cover of darkness, Idi Amin Dada unleashed his forces on the Kabaka's palace. Tanks rolled through the gates, soldiers stormed the compound, and fire lit up the Kampala sky as the palace burned. But the Kabaka was not ready to surrender his life to the flames of Obote and Amin's madness. As chaos engulfed the palace, the king made a daring escape. Crawling through the darkness, he evaded capture and fled to safety, eventually finding a refuge in exile. For the people of Buganda, the attack was more than a military assault. It was an affront to their identity, a brazen attempt to erase their history.
There is no evidence that Buganda is antagonistic to the government's aims and objectives. There is no evidence whatsoever.
Okay.
Reaching the UK, the Queen welcomed him well. The Queen offered him a big house in London along the Kingston Street. So even his house.
Along number 10.
Yes. So even his house. So even his house was nicknamed Mutesa House.
Mutesa House.
That's where I used to stay until 1969. That's when Obote. It is alleged that he sent an assassin to go and assassinate our king on his 45 years birthday party that he was celebrating now.
What was the assassination like? Was it by way of gun or by way of?
They poisoned him in the whiskey that he was taking on his birthday party. Yeah.
Okay.
That's why with that since the war was here, traditionally there's something that we respect a lot. We will never allow our king to sleep in a place where there was bloodshed.
Okay.
He will never go for a funeral, burial. He's not allowed to do that.
He does not go for burial.
He doesn't.
Okay.
Yeah. So the house is called Twekobe. Twekobe is a Luganda word which means, as with the Baganda,
Yes.
let us unify.
As with the Baganda, let us unify.
Yeah, let us get unified. So it was constructed on the regime of Kabaka Daudi Chwa, the baby king.
His father,
Yeah,
The father of the current king.
The father to the father of the current king.
The father to the father of the current
The
king.
grandfather.
So the grandfather of the sitting king.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was constructed.
The one who was taken on the tour as a king. He was the one who came in as a boy king.
Yes. So he was a
The one who came in as a boy king is the
Yes.
one that is currently here.
He's the grandfather of the one who is here.
Yes.
Okay.
So the boy king,
The boy king is the one who made this house, who constructed.
Oh, the boy king.
Yes.
Oh,
Because
I
he got a
see.
chance in 1914, paid a visit to the UK. That's where I admired the Buckingham Palace. The Buckingham. It looks to be the Buckingham.
It does. It really
But
does.
this,
wait,
yes.
understand. So Mwanga established the place.
Yes.
Then the boy king, his name is
Daudi Chwa.
Daudi Chwa,
Uh-huh.
is the one who built it.
Yes. No, not the one who built, but he's the one who came with the architecture design
Architecture design.
from the UK.
yes, and
to
then
Uganda.
now his son, the one who was assassinated,
Yes.
that is the one who built it.
No, Daudi Chwa. It was
Daudi Chwa.
constructed on his regime.
Okay, the architecture and the construction
Yes,
was
Daudi Chwa.
Then now
1922, 1933.
okay, and then now is when after Daudi Chwa, his son
Dawuda Mutesa too,
Mutesa
the first president of Uganda.
II, first president of Uganda, who
The-
escaped.
Yes.
Which is the fence he climbed over? That's the one I want.
The other side.
The other
The other
side.
side, yeah.
Okay, okay.
So when we are done, you will come and take a photo of this place. Eh? Yes.
Yeah. So now this house, it's called Twekobe. It was constructed by the Udichwa. Specifically wanted at least to bring something like a great building, an iconic building in Uganda. Because when in Uganda, when you look for such a building in Uganda, you can't find it in
It's
Uganda.
beautiful.
You can only find it in the UK, the Buckingham. But the Buckingham is bigger. That's why for me, I normally say it's the Buganda Buckingham.
Buckingham.
The Buganda Buckingham Palace.
Because it is smaller to the Buckingham now. Yeah.
Interesting.
So it's just his office. He only comes in to meet the chief, some people, the chiefs, what. Then after, he's being driven back to his palace in Banda.
Banda.
Yeah, Banda Palace is along Ginger Road. It's roughly 10 kilometers from here. That's where he stays today.
I hope that you're enjoying this program. Over the last 15 years, I have been working online for clients in America, in Europe, and all over the world. And that is why it pains me a lot when I see a lot of African brothers and sisters saying that they do not have a job. Now, this is the problem. A lot of people are trying to look for a job in 2024 in their own town, in their local area. Now, the truth is, there are no jobs in Africa, at least not so many jobs. The good news is that we have internet these days. We have a tablet, we have a computer, we have a phone, and that means that we can do a lot of jobs, and those jobs are online. That is why over the last 4 years I've been writing a book that is called Digital Goldmine. It is a book that explains to you how you can earn money online. The 18 hustles that I've chosen are basically for Africans, because what happens when you are doing online jobs is that payment is usually a problem. So these 18 side hustles that I have put together in this book, you can be paid very well and very conveniently. Okay, so the book is only 1,000 Kenya shillings. That is about $10. You can buy it in Kenya using pay bill number. You can buy it online from anywhere in the world using a credit or a debit card. All the information about this book is in the description below. And if you have a brother, you have a wife, you have a husband, you have a friend who is sitting at home and watching Netflix, please do buy this book for them. If you are the one sitting at home and watching Netflix and have nothing to do, please buy this book and your life is gonna change forever. Because I have been doing this online and I've been traveling and I've been enjoying myself and having a lot of fun. So thank you very much, and now back to programming.
So when this palace was attacked, Idi Amin Dada, he was the chief commander of the army. So after the attack, so the two guys really had now the powers of now officially turning this palace to become the military barracks of Uganda. So from a palace now to be turned to be the military base of Uganda.
Also, after the attack, this was
The military base of Uganda.
For how long?
So it was a military base until 1993.
So that is like
27 years.
27 years.
Went to the military
Military-
base,
it's the
yes.
military base. Before I forget, where do they draw their budget to run the kingdoms? They draw their budget from the national government?
No. So we also have our own budget
Yes.
as the kingdom, but we have got many resources. So the resource number one is land.
Okay.
You can now imagine the whole of Kampala city is for the king.
Really?
All have to pay land tax to the king direct. Our king, Sir Edward Frederick Mutesa II, the one who was officially made to be the first president of Uganda, he was a good friend to the Queen of England. So when the Queen received rumors that now his friend was made to be the president of Uganda, she was too happy for his friend. That's why she had now to congratulate him with gifts. So our king received 2 expensive cars from the Queen of England, and those cars used to be called the Rolls-Royce. From driving a Rolls-Royce, he felt too comfortable in the Rolls-Royce. He ended up buying a Daimler. From a Daimler, he bought a Cadillac. From a Cadillac, he bought a Jaguar. And lastly, he bought a Bentley for his wife. So they used to live that life, but again, making other people to become jealous. So instead of the king using that money to expand or even to develop the kingdom, he's just using it to buy expensive things for himself now. So that's why in the attack, Idi Amin was instructed to burn these cars, to bury them underground.
Burn and bury them underground.
Yeah. They spent some good time underground. We had now to manage to using the metal detectors. That's how we traced them underground, so that now we can now press them here. So at this platform,
this car was basically underground.
yes, they were underground. At this platform, we have 3 types of cars, but just in cupboards. So this was a Daimler. Good enough. This one, the body.
The body is the Daimler.
Good enough. There is a sticker there for the Daimler, the words for the Daimler there.
Ah, there we go.
So this was a Daimler. So now this was a Cadillac.
This was the Cadillac.
Yes.
So there are 4 cars in one or 2 cars in one?
3 cars.
Three cars in
This
one.
was a Daimler. This was a Cadillac. So now
Right now we are going to the Idi Amin torture chambers, one of the darkest history of this country. People were being grabbed from all over Uganda and brought here and tortured. Some were electrocuted, their balls cut off, they were skinned alive. All manner of things happened to them. So yeah, their nails were being pulled. So let's go and check it out.
After Idi Amin seized power and deposed Milton Obote, his partner in crime, in 1971, Amin repurposed the palace grounds, turning it into a military barrack and a torture chamber. Driven by paranoia and a desire to consolidate absolute power, Amin targeted professionals and politicians, perceiving them as threats to his authority. Doctors, lawyers, educators, journalists, and opposition leaders were tortured and killed in horrifying numbers. The reason was that Amin saw intellectuals and political rivals as potential challengers who could rally the population around him and against him. By eliminating them, he sought to dismantle any foundation of dissent, plunging the country into fear and submission. The loss of Uganda's brightest minds crippled the country's institutions, leaving a void in governance, healthcare, and education that would take decades to recover from.
So now where we are right now, we are just at the place that Idi Amin constructed. But now it was not Idi Amin who did this. It was the Israelis.
Who constructed this?
So the Israelis constructed this for Idi Amin because Idi Amin 1971, that's when he became a president. And the way how he became a president, it was something soft for him to be a president now. Just the time when Obote went to Singapore to attend to the Commonwealth meeting, he left all his powers in the hands of Idi Amin. But later, he had now to betray him. He told Obote, don't come back to Uganda, I'm now the president. So Idi Amin smoothly became president. So when he became a president, Gaddafi of Libya, since he was his good friend, so he had now to look on how at least he can congratulate him for being the president of Uganda now. So Gaddafi of Libya started to offer him military weapons, but for sure he had no way of keeping the weapons safely. So that's why he had now to look for great architects who could construct for him a great armoury like a tunnel. So that's why he had now to approach the Israelis. By then, the Israelis were the only architects we had in Uganda. He promised to
They
pay
were
them.
living here.
So they never used to live here. They were in the country. So what he had to do was now to offer them this job, and he promised to pay them money. But surprisingly, after the construction of this place, instead of giving them money, he chased them out of the country without any single coin given to them.
Wow.
So which means this place, it was totally made for free because no coin was given to the Israelis now. So now guns were kept in the rooms. The rooms are 5 in number, as you're going to see inside. But again, at the entrance of each room, there's supposed to be sliding metallic doors. The rooms at first were properly ventilated because also weapons needed oxygen, not rust.
Yeah.
But later on, after months, Idi Amin had now to change his mind. He turned it to be a torture chamber for only professionals, the lawyers, the engineers, the doctors, the professors, because they were now arguing to him that he never possessed any quality of being a leader.
So he was dealing with them ruthlessly.
Yes.
Okay.
But again, also, Idi Amin, for him to be president also, he had a disease which was already at his mature stage. He had syphilis.
He had syphilis.
Yes.
He was a lover of
women.
Of women, eh?
Yeah, he had. He used to order his military men to go and fetch for those people. Sometimes they used to find you home with your kids. They could just grab you only. They used to leave your family home. So like in the society, like we like 50 they could put them in one car, a truck. So they could drive around your homes for some hours to disorganize you, to make you think maybe now being taken far away from your place. Finally, you got into this place. So there was no light, so that now you could now easily recognize someone. No, there was no light. So they could look in a room. As you can see, this room, it is too small. They used to force in 100 people to fit in this small room. So the rooms at first were properly ventilated, but later on, the ventilation systems were blocked. So which means the moment you have been locked in, you had now to die of suffocation. No food was given to you, you could die of hunger. No water was given to you, you could die of thirsty in this room, because at the entrance there was a sliding metallic door to all the rooms. There was sliding metallic doors.
I see that they have been cut, seared off.
Yeah. So now, sometimes whenever you maybe, you could also choose the way how you really wanted now to die. So some, they used to shoot them. They used to make you to stand in the water which was here, because whenever they saw that now they had more prisoners in the cells, they had captured more prisoners out. So they were now trying to get space for other prisoners out. So they could put water here, they could unlock the cells. For those, to make those two alive to see the water down, you can now imagine you are too thirsty and you're seeing water down, you happily jump into the water to drink the water. Then after the prison, as the soldiers seeing that now there are many prisoners busy drinking water, so they used to insert an electric cable into the water for them to be electrocuted. And that's how they usually reduced on the numbers of prisoners into this place. So whenever they die, they used to remove the cables from water, and they used to remove the bodies from water, and they used to pile them in the last room. Whenever that room got filled up, in the middle of the night, trucks came in, and bodies were loaded on trucks and taken, driven around the palace for like 2 hours, then taken out now, splashed into the lakes and rivers for crocodiles, for fish to eat, because they had no time to create mass graves for these people now. So that's why, that's why in Rwanda even people stopped eating fish. You can now imagine, you go in the market, you buy your own fish, you take it home in the kitchen, you try now portioning the fish, you accidentally find the human body part in the fish, like a finger, an ear. So many stopped, even today they don't eat fish.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So over 100,000 Ugandans died here.
These are the real fingerprints of people that were brutally murdered here. So they will be put inside this place. There is no water. There is no food. You don't know where you are. And so people will just be screaming like, this is like a horror movie. These are bloody fingers crouching on the door, on the walls. Unbelievable. This is the history of death, the history of killing. And I wonder how somebody was stepping. This is like these are soldiers' boots. Maybe trying to crash somebody's skull onto the wall and then misses. These are boots of soldiers. Wow. How people were stepping here, I don't understand.
And as we bring our journey through the Kabaka Kingdom to a close, we see how this remarkable monarchy continues to define its place in Uganda's modern landscape. Today, the kingdom remains one of the largest landowners in Kampala, demonstrating a harmonious balance of tradition and statecraft. The Buganda kingdom thrives not just on its rich history, but also on its contributions to the nation's cultural fabric. Luganda, the language of the Baganda people, has grown to become the language of trade and commerce across Uganda, connecting people and communities with its simplicity and reach. The Kabaka Kingdom shows us the beauty of unity in diversity, a lesson as timeless as the traditions it preserves. Thank you very much for watching this video, and if you loved this video, you'll be interested in our next video. In our next video, we turn our attention to our next destination, the Bosongora Kingdom. Nestled at the foot of the majestic Rwenzori Mountains, this small but historically rich kingdom offers stories as captivating as the peaks that surround it. Stay with us as we explore its treasures.